They said it couldn't be done, but we are doing it. The Triple Play Review. That's right. Today we are looking at Battle Cat, HeMan, Skeletor from the Masters of the Universe Origins line here in the Poindexter Lounge.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the Unity.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is good to have you with me in the lounge today. Now look, if this is your first time to the lounge, welcome. Where you been? Hey, you might be late to the party, but that's okay, better late than never. If you're wondering what the Poindexter Lounge is, it's simply a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about all the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that get you excited, if those are things that get you spending your hard-earned money on pieces of plastic, even if you're a grown adult, then hey, you have found the right place. This is the place for you. You have found the right channel. This will be your absolute favorite channel. So you might as well hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know when we put out videos and when we go live, because we do that a lot here. All right. So that being said, today we are doing something completely different than we've ever done before. Today, we are doing a triple figure review. That's right. We are looking at the Masters of the Universe Origins line. So here we've got Battle Cat, we've got HeMan and Skeletor, and we're going to be reviewing all three of these figures. So hey, enough talk. Let's get to it. So here are the three figures that we're going to look at today. We got Skeletor, we got HeMan, and we have Battle Cat. And then afterwards, we're going to do a comparison between these figures and the original figures from the 80s. So let's go ahead and start off with Skeletor, and let's take a look at his packaging. Up here at the top, it says new for 20 because these came out in 2020 and they were new for 20. Masters of the Universe. I love the original Masters of the Universe logo there. It says Skeletor, Evil Lord of Destruction, modern posing, retro play. That was kind of the whole point of these, was they looked like the retro figures, but they had more points of articulation. Here you can see the classic bubble with the little dot there, the classic look with the Mattel logo down there, and then the figure, and then you can see there the comic actually that's in there. On the back, it says the nefarious Overlord Skeletor wants to control the power within Castle Grayskull. You can see here, it's a really cool picture of him there with the portal behind him. And then it says here, includes comic book. Modernizing and celebrating the original 80s Masters of the Universe figures, Masters of the Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro-style figures or in new action-packed battle positions. Of course, here we have all the heroic warriors. They're all new for 20. It's funny that they put that logo on all of them. But you had HeMan, Teela, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, Evil Lyn, and Beastman. I love Evil Warriors and Heroic Warriors, just like the old classic one. And it says you can fit the Havoc Staff into his hand. And you see here the different poses you can do, twist into powerful battle positions. And it has all that information there. And there's nothing really on the bottom. Here's the HeMan box, pretty much the exact same. Everything just says HeMan, most powerful man in the universe. Everything's the same. Now something different. He's got this yellow here around his boots. That's a little strange, but okay. And then here on the back, we've got this great picture of HeMan. I love the artwork. I always love artwork that has to do with Masters of the Universe. It's just so cool. Includes comic book with the mystical power sword. The mighty HeMan protects Eternia from the forces of evil. It's got the same wording, same verbiage everywhere, same figures there. And then it's just got this great pose here of HeMan. And shows the power sword. Now here's the box for Battle Cat. Look at this artwork. I'm actually going to cut this artwork off so that I can actually use this later on. I just think that is so cool. I love with Battle Cat's helmet back there, and this HeMan looks just amazing. Masters of the Universe logo, Battle Cat, and you can see the artwork goes actually through to the top of the box there. Then of course this great window here where you can see all the way through to Battle Cat. It says right here, modern posing. It's got that in different languages, and then retro play with the Mattel logo at the bottom. On the side of the box, it simply says Battle Cat with the Masters of the Universe logo. And then on the other side, it's the exact same thing. And of course, this was manufactured in Ontario for all of our Canadian friends. Here is the back of the box, and another reason why I'm going to cut this. I love this. I love this artwork. This heralds back to, you know, the original lore where the Power Sword was split in two, and Skeletor had half, the purple half, and HeMan had his half, and they were always trying to combine them. The lore is a little strange there because, like, even in the new one, in the cartoons, it was weird. They only dealt with the Power Sword being split, I think once or twice maybe. But in the original lore, the sword was split, and it wasn't the sword that gave He-Man his power. But then in the cartoon, it became that. So, you know, he was only able to get his power when the sword was united. But in the original lore in the comic books, that wasn't like that. But you can see here this artwork, Castle Grayskull in the background, He-Man on Battle Cat, and Skeletor there with the sword. Down here, it's got some pictures of Battle Cat. Of course, you can take his armor off or leave it on. It shows the different positions you can put him in. Here, of course, it's got the heroic warriors, and this extends it a little bit. We actually have the Prince Adam Sky Sled, so we can do that review as well. But there's Battle Cat, Beastman, Evil Lyn, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, Teela, and of course, He-Man. Here is the bottom of the box, just as Masters of the Universe and Battle Cat. All right, so we're going to do Skeletor first, so let's go ahead and put these to the side. Let's take Skeletor out of his packaging. Now his weapons here come in this little plastic baggie, so you have to take that out separate. I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that this was very nostalgic for me, pulling it out of that packaging like that. It brought back so many memories of opening up my old He-Man figures, just doing that. Whoops. And he fell over. But this is a pretty cool figure. This is everything that Skeletor comes with. He comes with his mini comic, he comes with his sword here, and his Havoc staff. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sculpting. So this is a new face for Skeletor with his mouth wide open and the bright red eyes. Everything about this is very much brighter than the original, and we'll go over that in a little while. Very, you know, it's very reminiscent to the old style, you know, as far as like even the belt, you know, and the classic look of the loincloth. But he's got this right here. He's got the three-toed feet like that, black thing there, and then of course this, you know, this armor is exactly the same as it's always been, and then of course that hood. Let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. So his head actually bobs side to side. It looks down, and wow, look at this, man. You can really, Skeletor can look up in the air very, very well. Very nice. Then of course his head goes all the way around like so. His arm is on a hinge there, and so it will go all the way around. He does not have a bicep swivel, but he does swivel at the elbow, and of course he has a bending elbow like so. And his hand will go all the way around, and it goes back and forth on a hinge just like that. His other hand does the exact same thing, and of course it is made so that you can hold the sword or the Havoc staff in it. He doesn't have any kind of ab crunch, but he does spin around at the waist. He doesn't have like the old figures. There's no, you know, power punch or anything like that. But his legs will go out about this far on these pins here, and we'll go up pretty far. I mean, but that's about it. No thigh swivel, but he does have a knee swivel, and of course he bends at the knee. You can go different places with that. He does swivel here at the calf, and of course his foot swivels like that and goes up and down. Here are his accessories. He's got the power sword, which is a nice recreation of the original power sword. It even has the little extra handle piece, and I don't know whether to be a little bit disappointed by this or happy. One of the things that used to bug me as a kid would be the power sword, because you could never really have a full sword because they had one side, it had a weird lip to it. I don't know how this one's gonna fit. Maybe we could try it with the He-Man. I'm guessing that the He-Man has the other side. But the problem is that you put it in here, and so one side of the sword is always gonna look, you know, funky and weird. But yeah, you put that around his hand like so. Yeah, it's always going to look like that instead of just being able to have the cool looking part of the sword, I guess. So you can put the sword around like that, and because it's got the extra little piece there, it will hang on there. Here's his Havoc staff. It looks very much like the original Havoc staff. And then it goes right there like that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mini comic here. It is Beast Barrage, and it looks like it's maybe a new story. Yeah, looks like a new story it is. But it's got a cool artwork here. Very much made to look like the original, you know, cartoon a little bit there with his pink outfit and stuff is there. And then of course it's got this, which was always on the back of those comics. Let's go ahead and take a look at He-Man, and let's take him out of the package as well. All of his accessories are also in one of these little baggies. Here is He-Man and everything that he comes with. He comes with his shield, he comes with his sword, and I was right, it has the male ends on the other side. He comes with his battle axe, which we'll get to that in a second. And he comes with this, and I'll just go over this quickly. It's the same stinking comic, and I don't like it. Like, the quality control is not very good on this, because look, it's already ripped, and I didn't do that, bringing it out. So it's the same exact comic. So we got two of the same comic. That's, I don't know. I don't like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at He-Man's sculpt. It's pretty much the exact same, you know, as you remember. We'll go over that. We'll go over some comparisons in a few minutes. But he does have the sword holder on the back, which I really like that. I dig that. So let's see. Let's look at his articulation. His head goes all the way around. It also goes side to side a little bit there because of his, you know, hair gets in the way a little bit. He can look up. He can look down. And you can see here I mean, his face looks pretty good. His hair's a little bit longer than the original, but it's a nice, you know, modern interpretation of the He-Man character. He also has this hinge right there. Arm will go all the way around. No bicep swivel, but a swivel at the elbow. It also bends at the elbow, of course. And I kind of like how they've hidden the hinge there. That looks actually really nice. He's got an open hand here where you can, I'm guessing, put his shield. And then other arm does the exact same thing. He does the splits like so. No thigh swivel, but he will go around at the knee. He does bend at the knee, and they do hide that hinge pretty well with this figure. So I do like that, although it does look just like an extra piece of plastic there. But here his calf goes around there at the boot, and his foot goes like that, around and up and down. Also, no ab crunch. Let's go ahead and take a look at his accessories. Here is his shield. The shield is the only thing that I have yet to put together with my original He-Man, you know, to complete that. But you can see here, the hand goes, now look, my hand is a little messed up, it looks like. These little fingers right out of the package. Don't care for that, but oh well. So here, his hand will go into that, and then it clips there on the other side, and you have He-Man with his shield. Here is his battle axe, and you know, a lot of the pictures have him with the battle axe. There's not a lot here. I don't like the color of this, really. I don't like the color of this plastic. It just doesn't look right to me, the gray. It's grayish blue. There's not a lot of detail on the axe like the original axe, but you know, it is what it is, and you're supposed to put this, I guess, in his hand like that. And then here's his power sword, and you can see here, that goes nicely though, right there in his back. Since we now have both sides of the power sword, let's go ahead and take a look at how you put these together. There's a female end, a male end, and you take them like this. And let's see if they're better than the originals that you always had a hard time getting them to look like a complete sword together. Actually, I really dig this. This is really nice. Now, I wish there was an option that you could have two sides of the gray sword to have just, you know, the gray one, but you know what, these actually fit together really nicely compared to compared to the original power swords that you'd get, and you know, they would always be bent out or whatever. So this is nice, and the full sword will fit on He-Man's back. And now it's time for Battle Cat. Let's go ahead and take him out of the package. So here is Battle Cat, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at all he comes with. He does not have a comic that he comes with, so he just comes with his armor. We'll take a look at that real quick. Here is his helmet with the eyes painted on. I do like that, and it just fits directly on his head, like so. It pops right back off. Here is his body armor with the saddle, and this of course just goes on and attaches under here, and we'll put that on in just a second. Let's take a look at the sculpting. I mean, it's just standard sculpting. Of course, if you've already seen, I actually did a Battle Cat review of the newest from Masters of the Universe Revelation, and I really like that figure. That figure is huge, and this guy's flat out little compared to that one, but let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. So you can see here, the head goes up and down. It does not spin, but it does go up and down, and it will go kind of all around like that. That's pretty cool. His neck does go up and down, and his head will go side to side like that. There is no body articulation like in the Masters of the Universe Revelation one, but you see here his legs do not spread like that one does, but he bends here at the elbow. And this part is pretty tight, but it will go. It goes up a little bit and back a little bit, but not much other than that. It's just pretty much made for posing. That's the perfect spot for it right there, but you can put him in running positions. And then of course his paw down here, the paws do not move separately. So it's just this piece, and this piece will go around at that elbow. He does have these cute little paws kind of made into that, and then you got this fur under here that is made like a nice thick fur. Here at the back, his legs will go back quite a ways and forward. Same exact thing there, bends at the knee, but also no articulation at the paw. His tail will go up and down on a hinge right there, and will spin around. Put the armor on. It's actually very, very simple. You just put it on like that. You see here underneath, this goes in right there, just like a belt. Just got to get it positioned, and you just put the little pin in that hole, and there you go. It's nice and tight. And there's Battle Cat. All right, so let's go ahead and compare these figures to their originals. We will start with Skeletor. So here we have the original Skeletor as compared to the new one. You can see the Havoc staff is pretty much exactly the same, maybe just a little bit smaller in a couple areas, but for the most part is exactly the same. The face is obviously different as far as the sculpting. This is an open face. This is more of the closed mouth face, and there are a couple different faces for Skeletor, I know, but you know, this one is very similar. It has the green around the outside. This one has dark red eyes, as you can see right there. And the colors, obviously the colors from the original, if I can get more light here, the colors from the original are much darker than these new ones. These new ones are much brighter, but it does distinguish them, and I think that that's cool. Obviously, these didn't have the articulation. You can see my guy's hand is a little chewed up there, but they didn't have the articulation that these new ones have, and of course the old ones had this power punch kind of thing, but it's broken on my Skeletor, unfortunately. So, but very, very similar as far as the body armor, you know, how it attaches and all that good stuff. Just very, very similar, but you know, it's a nice representation. It's a nice modern version of this Skeletor with a nice little with a nice little twist for the mouth. Now for what everyone wants to see, here is He-Man versus the new He-Man. And you can see there's a lot of similarities. I like how they, you know, they've tried to be true to the original. The armor's a little different, but it looks, you know, very similar. And, you know, this armor didn't go all the way back. This armor has the red all the way through. And of course, He-Man's original armor did not have a place for the for the sword, so you would just have to put it in there and this would usually pop out. As you can see, everything else is pretty similar, just some brighter colors, some brighter oranges and things. The one thing that's really different here is his boots. Here it's just kind of this brown, where like before it was a reddish brown that matched everything, but it's this brown, but it's got this yellow bit here around the top of the boots. You can see his didn't have that. Also, he's got these, his gauntlets, his bracelet there is actually painted, which on the original ones, they were not. So very, very similar in that aspect. The old one, this is gonna be funny, but the old one, the nipples were much more pronounced on both HeMan and Skeletor than the new one. And so different face sculpt, obviously, as you can see here, but very similar. So pretty faithful, you know, recreation. And here is Battle Cat. Here is the original Battle Cat compared to the new Battle Cat. You can see the original one was pretty small, you know, but this new one is a little bit larger. You can put HeMan right here on top. He fits really good. He looks really nice on top of Battle Cat there. And then you can take this HeMan and put him right there. And so yeah, they look really good. Now, of course, the original Battle Cat did not have any articulation at all, and didn't have the painting on the plastic, but this HeMan does. So look, these figures are nice. If you can't get a hold of the originals for some reason, and I don't know why you wouldn't be able to, because actually you can find them. They're pretty easy to get a hold of. For a HeMan, you may end up spending some money to get a HeMan, because people, for some reason, they want a lot of money for a basic HeMan, especially intact, with all of his weapons and everything, and a Battle Cat as well. But I've seen them run the gambit. I've seen them run anywhere from $30 to $100 sometimes for a HeMan or more, where I got mine pretty cheap. The legs on my HeMan are a little loose, but it's pretty easy to fix. You can buy the replacement rubber bands online, and there's instructional videos of how to go ahead and fix that. So there is the video. That is the action figures. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's it. So there you have it, folks. That is my review of the Masters of the Universe Origins line with Battle Cat, HeMan, and Skeletor. What did you think of this review? Did you like this review? Did you hate this review? Do you wish I would stop doing reviews, or you're like, Enosh, can you do multiple reviews every single day of the week? Well, I could, and it probably would go on forever with the amount of toys that I have stacked up that I need to get to. But hey, either way, let me know by leaving a comment down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you, and not just there, but also please follow us on social media so that we can keep the conversation going long after these videos are done. Because hey, I love having conversations with people. I love hearing about, I love hearing about your toys and how you display them, and the kind of lines that you collect and what you do, like how you display them and everything. I would love to hear from you about that. So please follow us on social media, leave a comment down in the comment section, and also thank you to all of our patron supporters. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to all of the members of the channel. You guys are fantastic and awesome, and I just can't believe that you guys just love the channel so much that you support it the way that you do. But I'm very, very grateful. And also thank you to everyone who gives super chats as we go live throughout the week. Much love, and we appreciate each and every one of you. And to everyone who watches, thank you for watching. We love having you guys around here, all right? So until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, saying, I dropped HeMan, but I'll see you in the toy room. Bye-bye.